constructing some walls, and which will be used for reflective purposes. They are going to keep some of that sunlight out of here. Down low where the reservoirs that are inside the greenhouse are going to be situated. It's a very low greenhouse. As you can see, I can almost reach the top here. It's only just over 7 feet. And my mistake last year was having plants that started at 3 feet off the floor and then they wanted to grow 12 feet tall. Didn't really work out too well. It became a chore in itself with all the adjustable hangers, and it was just too much work. I'm putting nice low totes, keeping everything down low to the ground, keep it all shaded, keep it all insulated, keep it cool. That will overcome so many heat issues that I face, and I'm only up here in Massachusetts, and if we're facing heat up here, I can't imagine how you guys down south are dealing with it. So anyways, doing all of that, just one last note, this year I am planning on a completely different approach. I will grow a couple tomatoes and some cucumbers, but my real goal is super hot Carolina Reaper peppers and a whole assortment of fig trees. I am going a new direction and hope it works out really well, and stay tuned for more. So I'm starting out back, and you can see where I dug the trench for the two 55-gallon totes that are going to be inside the greenhouse. And this is wooden wainscoting that I used to form the wall. It's been primed and painted white, and it was left over from a project I was doing for a client. I'm going to go inside. You can start already seeing where all the little totes are and how they're going to be arranged. But yeah, they are going to drain behind the totes, just up in front of the wall. I'm going to have my 2-inch drain back there, which I believe you can see where it's going to be. Once I get this plumbed in, it'll plumb and it'll go through the decking and down to the reservoirs out back. There's 16 of these little totes, and it will be mostly peppers and figs with a few other plants that really need to be in the greenhouse. And that's it. Until the next update, thank you. Remember to like it and subscribe. Thanks. So alongside the wall I have run this pipe, which I put on a heavy pitch because I'm concerned about making sure that the water flow is going to be fast enough with all of the connections. This is going to have 10 totes connected to it. It is about 8 feet long, and as you can see, if I can get down in there, it's going to run out through this hole I cut in the deck underneath and be plumbed into that 55-gallon reservoir. So far so good. It's an early start. I'm going to have a double row of reservoirs inside that are going to essentially serve as my Dutch buckets. It's going to be something like that, and there will be 10 of them along the length. I'll get back to you in a bit when I have some more progress. Alright everybody, so it's been quite the long day, but it's been nice and productive. And I'm going to show you what I got done. Didn't finish everything on this one system, but I got quite a bit done. Unfortunately, my PVC cement hardened over the winter, and I'm not able to finish off the plumbing, and I need a few fittings, whatnot, so I'm going to have to continue on this tomorrow, but here's where we're at. So outside, I was able to do some plumbing with a bit of a coupling going right through below the deck at the corner, and we're going to go to the inside and you can see more of what happened in there. But this is all set and ready to go, where that'll drain back into the reservoir, and then all I'm going to need to set up are the feeds so that I can have the nutrients supplied to everything. And inside it's not finished, but this is the base that I've built. There is going to be a foam face to this, as well as a foam top that goes over everything. Each plant is going to have its own little 2-inch hole that goes through the foam, and I'm just going to locate them as I feel fit. I'm planning on doing about 2 plants per tote, so I'm hoping to get 20 fig trees in here. So as you can see, as we walk in a little closer, there's definitely a bit of work done to get the plumbing line all the way back and through. Yeah, I put a little clean out there that helps nutrients being put in, makes it a bit easier. I basically gave myself a little 3-inch space back there so that it can easily, you know, just run the pipes, and then the feed that's going to, the supply line for each of the plants is going to come back through that same space. So this is pretty much it for the day. It was quite a lot. There's like I said, not all of it is permanent. Some of it comes apart down the far end because I still have to drill all the holes in those pipes and clean them all out, clean out that drain pipe afterwards, and then glue everything together and put it back in. So I'm quite happy with progress, and that's the greenhouse for today. Alright, welcome back everyone. This is day 2 of this hydroponic build where I have completed the plumbing. It's actually all cemented together and drilled out in all the locations where the drains are going to go. I've been lining up all of the totes, putting in all the bracing that holds everything in place so that it's going to be perfectly aligned all the time and I can't bump it and have it move around. The lighting on this might be a little tough at times, but you know, we're in the greenhouse, it's a bit sunny out here. And but this is where it's at. Let me do a little bit more and I will be able to show you a little bit more progress later on. Thanks. Hello everybody, welcome back. This is day 3 of the build where I've done some plumbing, and as you can see we got a bit of water flowing there, and I'm going to show you why that's going on and what's happening inside the greenhouse itself. Happy to say that my in-ground fig tree has decided to actually produce its own little fig, and there are 3 on there, so hey, it's coming along and going in the right direction. So today I did a bunch of plumbing, and it's going to be a little tougher to see. I'll try to find a good spot showing you a bit what's going on. As you can see, I've connected the drains into each of the totes here. Each tote has its own little drain setup now, and they're all connected into the main drain back here. So as you look down, everything's connected, and that is the substrate that I'm going to be using. It's leca, it's hydroton, it's clay pellets, there's a lot of ways it's referenced. I got this from Home Depot last year. It was Hydro Crunch is the brand. This was a 50-liter bag, and that's probably about half the bag. I have a bunch more coming. So one thing I really wanted to show you is how I do these drains, because being watertight is very important. If you're not watertight, you're going to fail. So, well, for one, I actually use an 1 1/8 hole saw with a 3/4 inch silicone grommet here. These are 3/4. And this is the full grommet, that the way you get it. And what I end up doing is I cut the bottom 1/8 inch off of these things. And I'm going to show you. So I just cut a little sliver off the bottom, because when I put them together, if you don't cut that little sliver off, it makes the grommet too thick, and the two won't thread together. I'm using all 1/2 inch fittings with just the regular 1/2 inch drain here, but it's on this side. I know the sun is really not helping me today, but yep, this is a threaded fitting here. And same thing, it fits into that threaded fitting. And this does 2 things. So this grommet that I've cut, like this one here that I've cut, easily fits into the 1 1/8 hole that I put inside the tote. But once I put the threaded PVC through it, it tightens up quite a bit. And as I thread the 2 pieces together, the inside and the outside piece, it really works out well. That I can basically, as it squeezes it, it causes that rubber fitting grommet to expand, and it makes a very nice tight watertight seal that I have not had leak at all in any of the Dutch buckets I ran last year, so I'm not worried about it happening this year. And yeah, so we have really made a lot of progress here, and I'm up to the next stage of my construction. And the thing I have next to do is to run the water supply line through, and then I can seal up the floor and the decking and behind this, and this whole unit will be ready to go. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk again later. Bye. So you can see I got some plumbing in place going down. The drain's going all the way out to the rear reservoirs that are buried. I put these boards in place to hold the totes nice and stable and keep everything situated where it needs to be. So as you can see, it keeps everything lined up. They're nice and snug in these spots. They go right down, they actually drop in, and once I build the rest of the frame, they won't move. These are RDWC, so the drain is at the top of the tote and not at the bottom like the other side, which is more like a Dutch bucket. So I will give you another update as I get more stuff done. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Hey everybody, welcome back. I have really done quite a bit. I finally have my system on one side up and running. I'm gonna flip the video around and I'll show you what's going on. But very happy now. It's all coming together. I actually have this whole side all cut out, and I have all the nutrients added in. I have everything pH balanced. It's ready for plants. I'm gonna start putting some in tomorrow. But for now, I'll give you a quick peek at what's running. So as you can see, I did all my, this is where the small plants are going to be. This is going to be where the big figs are. There's a few less than I was hoping for, but there are 30 spaces in there. And everything fits together quite nicely, and as you can see, it's running. Yeah, she's pumping the nutrients, everything's getting flushed. I just cleaned out the filter on the other side, the inline filter, so that it's all set to go. Got my nice drain set up over here on the outside, and I can refill right from that little cap right there, the little white fill cap on the drain. My fig tree is coming along quite nicely. She's getting a bit bigger, and I put my little protective cage in there. And yep, we are now, that's it. It is complete. It's up and running. That side, the far side over there, is not running yet. I will be testing it tomorrow. I will be actually pressurizing it. It does have water in there, but this is actually all set on this side here with nutrients and good to go. So the plants are about to go in very, very soon, and I'm quite happy about the whole project here. It really, really has come together quite nicely. And I have a lot of plants that are all hanging out in crack key for the moment that are all ready to switch over. Some tomatoes, that's a little bit of that's mini watermelons, another tomato, some blue kale in there, one of my cukes, another one of the mini watermelons. As you can see, this other cuke plant is really doing a nice bang up job of giving me some early cukes getting started. Those, once it gets rolling, will be like 18-inch. And I've got a mixture of fig trees in here and other assorted plants all ready to rock and roll. So thanks for checking in. I will show you everything once all the plants are in and it's fully up and running, but it is just around the corner now. Thanks. And as you can see, I'm just filling each tote individually for now, so that I can have an easier time dealing with it in a little bit. It's going to be a little noisy until this kind of starts filling up. But yeah, it's already been tested, it runs, it's fine, she doesn't leak. All of my pieces are ready to go, put back in place. Once I fill all the totes, I'm going to be taking care of nutrients and pH balancing next, and hopefully have this side of the system up and running very shortly. At least maybe by tomorrow would be really nice. So that's it for now. Talk to you later. Just wanted to throw in a quick short addition to what's going on. Just ran a bit of water out of this system to give it a temperature reading. The pH is a little high, so I'm going to bring it down, but I love seeing 71.2 degrees, and it is currently 103 in the greenhouse. So nutrient temperatures could not be better. And I'm going to check the other side, see how well that side's holding as well. Look at that, it's still dropping. Nice. And another quick reading from the other side. pH is a little closer to my target. I'd like to get just below 6. And 72.5 degrees. Running great. Loving it. And you can see the fig trees are holding in pretty well. All my little cracky plants seem to be doing good. Getting some nice cukes. We're looking good. Awesome. This is day 2 since the new system has been up and running. Thanks. Alright guys, so it's been a little over a week since I've got this system going. This is my Portuguese pepper, and I'm going to move down into my couple romas, and yep, starting to see some flowers show up on both plants. Yeah, even that one has a couple little flowers. The cucumbers are definitely putting on a bit of weight. Not much more flower. This is one of my mini watermelons, who's just kind of looking like it's leaning towards flowering, whereas this one definitely has some males popping out, getting ready. She's stretching out quite a bit, looking nice and healthy. My second cucumber plant has started its first little cuke, and the kale looks solid. It's cool in here today. And we've had a really cool weekend. As you can see, the temperature is only 55 degrees. And that is the nutrient temperature as I've connected to it. My sad little coffee plant, which will one day come back and be beautiful, and I will actually do recordings on. And I saw one hint of activity right there. Let's see if I can get a better color spot. Not really, but there is a hint of life happening with that fig, with that Desert King. And others, my favorite, my VDB has really decided to put out a lot of leaves considering the time frame. And that's it for now. So not much going on the fig side. Definitely a bit more happening over on the fruit and veggie side, which is supposed to be the pepper system. And there's only one nice pepper in there, but she's a beauty. That is one healthy little Portuguese pepper. There is a lot of life coming. And hey guys, that's the update. See you later.